It's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to Williams-Brice Stadium, home of the South Carolina Gamecocks. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the Auburn Tigers, taking on last year's national champions, the South Carolina Gamecocks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Auburn will kick it off to get things started. And he's going to bring it out. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. So South Carolina's offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. Time for an early look at one of our Heisman Trophy candidates, and while this award certainly caters to quarterbacks many times, Jesse, this guy's proven to be worth all the attention.
Yeah, he's delivering. And remember, David, there was a lot of preseason hype around this guy each and every week. This dude has been making big-time plays. To me, he looks much improved from a season ago, and he's got this offense rolling.
Yeah, and the quarterbacks touch the ball every play. Their stats are good. Rushing stats count. Touchdowns, obviously. So it gets inflated. But if he can keep this consistency, it's still early in the season. He's a guy that the numbers are looking really good, and that Heisman talk's going to get louder and louder.
He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Offense changing the play. They're going to try to throw for it on third down. Wide open downfield. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's set up for business at the 49-yard line. The give to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Moving out of the pocket. Makes the catch. They'll run him out of bounds, but look what's on the ground. Penalty marker. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Let's see what they've got on second down. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. On third and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
And the DB right with him to knock it away. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish.
Running free. He stopped just short of the goal line at the one. An explosive play has him set up.
We knew this offense wanted to come out here and let it rip through the air. This QB is in a beautiful rhythm early. Nice job with his footwork and his eyes, and he completes a big one there. Get this offense humming.
And the Gamecocks will try to put one on the board on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, South Carolina! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
You're the better team. You're playing at home. That's the way you start a football game. Putting a drive together, getting 6 on the board, taking the lead. Nice start by this offense.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They're ready to kick it away, and Fielded in the end zone, it's Frost. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Auburn's offense will have its first possession of the game. Last time we saw these guys, it was a rather forgettable experience for this quarterback. He turned the football over, he got sacked. Just not a good day at all, Jesse.
Well, the defense was able to rattle him. They hit him often, they hit him early, they got sacks on him, and then he started... His eyes came down, he started floating the ball over the middle of the field and putting it into trouble and got picked off. So it's important this one, David. Up front, they do a better job of helping him stay on his feet to get into a rhythm.
The best quarterbacks in the history of the game, when you continue to hit them, they become very human, and they start to rush their thought process. So he got hit early, and he got hit often last week, and that's why they lost. Position one, objective number one today. Protect him, keep him upright, let him get... And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure... everything just right with a big play coming. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Surging forward on the sneak. Looks as if Auburn will have enough for the first down.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successful.
The Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Through the air, it's Wingo. Just gets rid of it before the heat.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell.
It's as if you're engulfed in a space odyssey. Williams-Brice alive on 3rd down. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. Auburn sends out the punting unit, getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Wants to return it. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. They'll start this drive going to the air. A shot toward the end zone. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Puts it out of the air. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. The Gamecocks will line it up on 1st and 10. Might be changing the route. Looking to throw on 1st down. Unloads it downfield. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Oh, he's got some space. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
What a start for this offense throwing the ball. I love how out in this game, and they've been aggressive. They've already scored a touchdown, and here they are taking another shot and getting a big play. If you're on defense, you have got to find a way to slow this quarterback down.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point makes it 14-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Frost. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. So here comes the Auburn offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing. Is right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. The give to the tailback. Finds some fresh air. There he goes. Able to make his way past the sticks for the first down, and the time is going to drain out here in the first quarter.
That's a first down for the offense.
That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Back to throw, it's Wingo. Fires to the right. Makes the grab. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
And that's a really good example of why offensive coordinators script plays. You know the down and distance, and you know which routes can get you to the stick. So there's no wasted time. That coordinator got the play in early to his quarterback, knowing that his players were going to be able to execute.
Fights off a defender. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Reads it, fires complete. And oh my goodness, he's still moving. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9. That's what tight ends are supposed to do. Just have people bouncing off them like spitballs off a battleship.
And when you're a defense, you got to understand, we got to swarm to the football because these big dudes, they break tackles and they can...
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with a touchdown.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. Deep throw off his back foot. Hits him inside the 20, still going. Touchdown, Gamecocks! Once he got some room, it was over.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the ACC. Boston College is in danger of getting demolished today. And while this is only one game, I think anyone who knows this will linger for some time. They're trailing by 14 to Maryland. We'll circle back if anything changes in this big-time ACC matchup. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Pulls and fires complete. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Wingo. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes. Receivers and the rest of the offense that forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
3rd and long situation, we're bringing an extra DB on the field, but we're telling our front guys to pin your ears back and go get the QB, and they get the job done.
Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Here's the return. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oak. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many
throws toward the end zone. Intercepted for the 11th time this season. He'll try to take it back. They'll stop him at the 22-yard line as the defense makes a play.
And that's why as quarterbacks you cannot... the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
Leaves it with the running back. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen and hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case in there. They try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Makes the grab. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And as a quarterback, when you're throwing these slant routes against man coverage, location is so important. You want to put the football in a place that your receiver can catch the ball and can...
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now we see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Pressure coming. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Reels it in down the left side. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half of the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
Oh, he makes the catch. Touchdown, South Carolina. Made the grab and took it on in for the score. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a 20-yard pass for 6. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
And the Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. To the air, it's Wingo. Quickly complete. Plows through the defense. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Wants to go up top on first down. Buys a little extra time. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Auburn lines up quickly. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Complete with conviction on the crosser. He's brought down, but it'll... for a first down. They get to the line quickly. Looking downfield on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Law. They make the stop at the 33, but 10 yards on that play and a first down.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of speed.
Breaks into the open. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. A little screen to the running back. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Scanning the field, it's Wingo. Looking for the end zone. And he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity, but it's incomplete.
And how about this young fella who's slinging the pill, man? His completion percentage is through the roof, dude. He's over 80% right now. Everything he's throwing is working, using the whole field, using multiple receivers. He looks like a different cat from what we've seen all throughout the season.
Splits the uprights, it's good. That cuts the lead down to 28-10.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. Slips through the line. Oh, what vision. Just barely able to keep him from pouncing it on that one. What a nice return. This dude is absolute electricity when he gets the ball in his hands. looking to throw. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Quick strike through the air for the score.
I gotta tell you, this offense has done some really good things here in this first half, and that was so critical. Scoring on their last possession of the half, they're padding their lead, and they've put so much pressure now on the opponent.
That's going to wrap up the first half here. Now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one so far from there in Columbia. And this linebacker has left his big old paw prints all over this first half. He's been clogging running lanes and forcing turnovers, and even when he's not doing something that shows up on the stat sheet, he's preventing that offense from doing so. A young man with all-American potential. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Williams-Brice.
And the Gamecocks will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Got blown out in the first half, and now just desperate to find anything to generate momentum here in the third quarter.
It just starts. Play, though. You just need one thing to go right for this offense to start to build that momentum, and then that becomes infectious for the defense, for special teams. Everything can change. It just takes one play.
It really can, and it's so strange, and you can't quantify it. I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen, and it's got to start on this drive.
They'll send the back in motion. Looking downfield, it's Wingo. Whips it out in the flat. Turning it on. It's a fumble. And this fumble bounces out of bounds. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Right down the middle. Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 4th down. Auburn sends out the punting unit. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out everybody right now.
He's going for the big play. He's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Frost. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. So here comes the Auburn offense. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. They'll try the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. To the air. It's Wingo. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 with the first down.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
He'll push his way out to the 30, a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Oh, they're after him. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And if this offense wants to get back in the football game, it starts up front. Like, they've got to do a better job of protecting their quarterback. A 3rd down and long situation coming up. They'll have another opportunity. They got to keep their quarterback upright.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. He'll get away another punt. He's been really active today, and no doubt he's going to earn his varsity letter. He gets a block. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They'll leave it with him. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Here's the pressure. Takes a hit as he fires. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. Now facing a 3rd and long. Going for it all. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Throws to the wideout. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. And now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive.
This is a situation here in the 3rd quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this, and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Didn't put much on that one, and it's incomplete.
And you thought maybe in the second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
Makes the catch, wants to make a move upfield. Catch it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this...
What a grab along the left sideline. Got the foot down in a strong throw. Put it right on the money. That last big play, one that can really jumpstart a drive. It's 1st and 10 from the 47. Keeps looking downfield. And he just chucks it into the 4th row. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Unleashes one. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback, right? Gets a little bit of pressure. He's able to scramble to his right, extend the play, and he tried to take a shot deep down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Lets it slip right through his hands, and it'll be fourth down after the rare drop from this dude. The Gamecocks will call on their punt team. He'll try to really get into this one. 3 straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense.
Well, great defense on that one. They were ready for pass, and they forced the incompletion. They're coming off the field. That's a big win for this defense.
Leaves it with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Snap's going to come from the 23 on 1st and 10. Going to the ground. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
Here's the heat. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. The Tigers come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Tries to slither forward on the sneak. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12.
3rd and 1. Everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last. Making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
He's got it and still on his feet. Touchdown, Auburn. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And he puts through the extra point. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Brings it down on the right side. He's running free down the middle. Touchdown, South Carolina. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. And when you got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route right past a nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety, that's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Auburn offense. They've fallen into a hole here, and they need to start fighting back right now on this drive. From the gun, running back on the move. At the 35, he's loose. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. You count up those explosive plays in a game, and you put a little extra star by the big runs.
Yeah, this running back is a weapon, boy. He is so good in space. He's got shiftiness. He can make guys miss it. If this guy gets into the second level, watch out. He can hit a home run.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You can tell he's throwing over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
Power football with the run. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. We reach the break. It's South Carolina holding the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. On the option, he'll toss it. Slithers into space. He'll get it all the way to the 13-yard line before he's forced out of bounds.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here, trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch, man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the O coordinator.
operating in the red zone here on second down. Back to pass. Unleashes to the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection.
And it's going to be difficult for this offense, man. Just where are they going to find the plays? You can tell the defense sitting back. They're playing nickel. They're playing dime. So you need some receivers to step up, make some yards after the catch, some contested plays. This offense has got to do something, and they got to do it quick.
Pocket breaking down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. He'll take a shot. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They torched this defense with an explosive pass. He lofts one down the sideline. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them.
Obviously, this game hasn't gone the way they would have liked, but coaches are always looking for positive moments and things that you can build on. How about that young man going out, getting an interception? Yeah, they're being blown out. They're probably not going to win this football game, but that is the type of play that as a coaching staff you can build on for next week's game.
Gives it on the option. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. 42, Spider. Wants to go up top. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. And the running game has collapsed so far on this drive, and now it's 3rd down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Intercepted. Man, they just can't get anything going. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it 1st down at the 39.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Runs through the tackle. They're just trying to flex the muscle. They get him down at the 34 after a pickup of 4.
Really nice awareness by that guy, too, because it looked as though his momentum might carry him out of bounds, might stop the clock, but he knew to get down. He was fighting to make sure he fell down in the field to play, and as a result, the clock keeps ticking.
That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. 4th down and 4 yards to go. The offense will try to get it. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. The quick out. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the 1st down. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Got 3 on 1st down, it's 2nd and 7. Try to get it to the edge. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
They give it to him again. And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was, and they stopped him short. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Fighting off the defender. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9. That's the mindset of this entire offense. They're not going to let you off the hook just because it's 4th and 1.
And that running back, he wanted the ball too. You could see there right after the third down play, looking at his sideline saying, give me the ball, I want to go get this. I'm going to make a play for my team, and he comes through big time.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. What can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation, and they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a trap meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today, but opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He'll be forced out of bounds, and they're stubborn with this running game in the red zone. Offense working from the pistol. Give to the running back. Got some room, entered to the goal line. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense.
They fake it, the kicker's looking to pass. Strong, firm tackle.
Conversion is no good. That keeps the score. South Carolina, 62. Auburn, 17.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. This has been an old-fashioned fanny paddling, David. I mean, they've just got taken behind the woodshed.
There's nothing to say. This has been an absolute...
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation.
There he goes. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And they executed that running back screen to perfection. Quarterback held on to it. He let the rush get to him. Offensive lineman got out in position, and the running back sold it too. Once he had the ball in his hands, he just had blockers and green field out in front of him. They pick up an explosive play on a...
And that is interception number 3 on the day. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And I love this defense understanding situational football. You got the lead in the fourth quarter, getting your nickel packages. You know the pass is coming, and the execution was great.
Yeah, they thrive on takeaways, and they love to get into games late with the lead because one of the strengths of their entire team is their secondary, and you saw it there. In nickel, they're able to come away with the pick, and it's looking like they're going to be able to seal this game.
Running back searching for a hole. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. The Gamecocks come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They go to the ground. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the back. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
It'll be 3rd and long. Even with this lead, they'll throw again. Forced out of the pocket. Lets it go to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line. They get the win. They are now bowl eligible, but when you have a 0 in the loss column, there are much bigger fish to fry.
I think a lot of people thought they'd be 6-0 at this point, too. So we know they're going to a bowl game. Great. But, David, they've got their eyes set on the college football playoff and a national championship. They have that kind of talent. They're not surprised they're 6-0. They're looking to do bigger things.
No, 6-0 is great, but that's not the goal. They want to be 12-0. They want to be 14. They want to continue this streak as long as they possibly can. Extremely talented. Nobody's surprised, and their goals are a lot bigger than this.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been...